Okay.
House of Untold Horrors by Lauren Bernofsky. It was raining that night as Willibus Wallaby walked slowly down Nunnery Lane. It was a light rain, a gentle rain, but just enough to send a chill down the spine. Willibus Wallaby walked along, listening to the sounds of the night. He heard an owl, a frog, a shriek, and from far, far away, the sound of a lonely violinist practicing scales. The eerie night was giving him goosebumps from head to toe. But suddenly it started to rain harder. Yes, it was a heavy rain now. Willibus Wallaby quickened his pace, and as the wind started to blow in great gusts, he began to look frantically around for a place, any place to seek shelter. Suddenly, he saw a house with a large porch and a light on the inside. He climbed the steps up to the porch. Finally, shelter from the rain. But not from the wind. That wind, that cruel, harsh wind, it seemed to rip away at his clothing as if it had chosen him, Willibus Wallaby, as its victim. Willibus Wallaby's heart started to beat faster. He knocked on the door. Slowly, slowly, the door opened. But no one was there. Wait, someone was there. Willibus Wallaby looked down, and there, standing before him, was a single, solitary, ghostly white kitty. The kitty approached him. It rubbed itself against his leg and purred loudly, as if to say, "Dare to enter this house, and you shall never leave alive." But for some reason, Willibus Wallaby found himself being drawn into that house, as if controlled by a force greater than he. It didn't matter the strange sounds he heard, sounds like the fluttering wings of a bat, or the eerie creaks that sounded like skeleton bones dancing in the night. Willibus Wallaby entered the house. He found himself being drawn from room to room, as if guided by a ghostly presence that he could neither see nor feel. He entered a sort of library. There was a heavy, musty smell in the room. He heard the sound of scuttling rats. Through the dim light, he could make out bookcases towering above him. Never before had he seen such tall bookcases. His eye followed the bookcases all the way up to what seemed like an impossibly high ceiling. He heard from somewhere a clock striking 9. The clock startled him. A wave of goosebumps took over him once again. He felt himself being drawn to the kitchen. There were those scuttling rats again. And then he saw it on the table, sitting right there on the table, just inches away from him. Oh, it was too horrible to picture, but picture it we must. Yes, sitting right there on the table, on a floury china plate was a cupcake. And on top of that cupcake was sickly looking orange frosting. And on top of that, a jelly bean. And it was, could it be? Yes. The jelly bean was licorice. The sheer horror of this sight was enough to shock him back into consciousness. Now, having fully regained his senses, one thought and one thought only flashed in his mind like a strobing neon light. Escape! Willibus Wallaby bolted out of the room, down the corridor, yet through more rooms. Another corridor, doors bursting open as he flew like a rocket through the house. He arrived at the front entryway, but standing before him again was the purring kitty. However, the kitty was no match for his frenzy, and he sped toward the front door. Oh wait, the kitty was a match. The kitty ate him.